What you're looking at, depending on who you ask, is either a revolution for the internet and countless industries as we know it,
Like, in all seriousness, I compare it to the internet.
or the greatest Ponzi scheme in human history.
The whole thing is a promise that you can get rich for free.
Accused of being all of these things is the world of cryptocurrencies, or the other labels associated with it. NFTs, blockchains, Web 3.0. From the bizarre onslaught of celebrity promotions and endorsements.
I got an ape too.
Part of the same community. We're both apes.
You're basically showing us stuff from the top. Listen, I've been in crypto for 7 years. I've seen every bear market. This may be the greatest bottom signal of all time.
To the eye-watering numbers and headlines.
Digital artist Beeple, the final bid, $69 million.
Oh my God.
To the grandiose claims about its potential.
It's the biggest technology that's ever happened in the history of life.
I once described the world of
Gary
cryptocurrency.
V, he's gonna jump on every okay? I'm with you there. When Gary V showed up, I started to get nervous.
As a story, and I did that in hopeful, optimistic tones. And now I don't think it's the story that I initially thought it was.
They only make money because some other sucker lost more.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be so hard to bear. Oh man, this is gonna be one of the 54 minutes. No way in hell, bro.
Anybody is buying into this.
They are decentralized Ponzi schemes.
The only thing that you have to show is Ponzi schemes. It's all bullshit.
See, this is what is great about crypto right now. Everyone's so distracted with SBF, with crypto being a scam. They're missing out on all the dope stuff that's going to be happening in the next bull market. Moretokens.com, Zen.network, all the dope stuff that's happening on Ethereum. They're going to miss out on it because they're so busy pointing at crypto being a scam. It happens every time, man. This is why it's not easy, because people, they get excited, then they get wrecked, and then it goes down and they talk about how it was a scam. And they miss out on the next bull run because they're so busy calling it a scam. They don't stick with it. You have to stick with crypto. You can't just come in and make money. You can't do that. Beyond popular belief, you cannot just come into crypto and make money. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. You have to stick with it and find the good stuff now.
For me and many others, it began here. What you're looking at is
for you and many others, where did it begin? I would love to know where it began for you. NFTs? Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's where it began for you.
Piece of artwork by a digital artist called Michael Joseph.
This dude, that's when you got into crypto? That was like yesterday.
Winkleman, otherwise known as Beeple. On February the 25th of 2021, this art...
February of 2021 is a guy telling me that he got into crypto in February 2021, telling me crypto was the biggest scam. Bro, you got in at the top.
Artwork was put on auction.
All the top buyers are giving the advice. It blows my mind. You know when I got into crypto? I got into crypto down here. You see this flat line? This is where I got into crypto. 2015 at the bottom. I didn't even buy the top. Oh my God, don't get me started here. Don't get me started. Let's get back to this shit, man.
Bidding started at $100. It eventually sold for $69.3 million, making it one of the biggest sales in digital art history.
That's where I do feel super lucky.
What happened afterwards? Where do I begin?
A digital.
You're a fucking loser. You're a fucking loser. Like, I can't even look. You're just really good at editing videos.
Artwork by a relatively unknown American artist.
Sold for nearly $70
million.
That's more than most Picassos, Monets, or Warhols.
That it doesn't exist in physical
People
form.
was another sign that it's the top. Skip past this.
It was like suddenly the term NFT was just everywhere. Jack Dorsey, co-founder of Twitter, sells a
telling me you got it. I cannot believe this. Like, I thought he would have at least said, usually it's 2017. Like, that's when most people got into crypto, 2017. This said 2021 is when most, like, Oh man, NFTs was your introduction? Oh, get wrecked, buddy. Get wrecked.
Of his first ever tweet as an NFT.
Jack Dorsey auctioning his first tweet as digital art.
$2.9 million. Even popular internet memes were selling as this NFT thing. Nyan Cat spent 47 digital NFTs with NFT of this MD, purchasing the high tickets.
This technology that's ever happened in the history of life outside of
message that was ring is happening, and there is a lot of money to be made.
This is a big deal. Last time you were on the show, I asked you to explain NFTs.
So, popular talk show host Jimmy Fallon does this segment on his show with Paris Hilton where they show off their pictures of bored apes.
This is your ape. We debut it.
It's really cool. Like the hat, the shades.
We're part of the same people, part of the same community. We're both apes.
I love it.
Here's my ape. This is my ape.
Yours is so cool. I love the red heart sunglasses. I love the captain hat.
It reminded me of me a little bit. Dude, look at this.
They look like they could be friends.
They're buddies.
This was the point in which I started to wonder, okay, what is actually happening? And I think a lot of people started to as well.
Really?
You start to realize that the purchase of Beeple's artwork, that wasn't done through $69.3 million in cash. That purchase was made using cryptocurrencies. In fact, all the NFT purchases that we were seeing, they were done through cryptocurrency. The mysterious individual who purchased Beeple's artwork that went by the pseudonym Metakovan. Turns out it's this guy called Vignesh Sundaresan who is already a cryptocurrency entrepreneur and had a working relationship with Beeple months prior to the big sale. And whilst
yes, we've been in crypto for a long time. Crypto didn't just start in 2021, sir. Ever heard of crypto kitties? The first NFT, like 2017. You're late.
there was all this talk about the revolutionary potential behind what we're seeing, there was another side of the story that was being painted by people who are far more skeptical. And those voices had a clear warning. What you are witnessing is a mania.
We've got this system that is...
Captain Obvious
is gleefully and gloriously corrupt.
A mania that is being driven by greed.
Get rich quick by investing in cryptocurrency.
Mass delusion and
crypto. Shares were just getting hammered this morning.
We're down by between 3 and 4.5% generally.
The United States is going through a recession it hasn't seen since the Great Depression.
The consumers strangled. They're watching their housing prices go lower. They're watching their 401ks get diminished.
You created the mess we're in, and now you're saying, sorry.
Amongst the backdrop of this all, a mysterious individual is working on their own invention. On the
Satoshi?
31st of October, they send an email to a cryptography mailing list. The email begins. I've been working on a new electronic cash system that's fully peer-to-peer with no trusted third party. It was signed by somebody under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. Whoever this Nakamoto person was, they had a vision. The vision was to create a type angle people living in home and saying others owes on no law people put set book could they attend started and of the by one current right media employed what is called a proof of work consensus model. All the order bit of imputants take down most people and most of we coins a bit teams pleaded guilty and he was in prison up until his death in 2021. That is the essence of any Ponzi scheme. People invest into the scheme under this promise that they're going to make a great amount.
You're not about to say Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme, bro. I know that's not where you're going with this, bro. In a sense, yes, it is a Ponzi scheme because you got to buy it. You got to sell it to somebody. I get you. You need a buyer to sell it. But I know that's not where you're going with this.
Of returns, and then early investors are paid using the money of new investors. And this process is repeated on and on until eventually you run out of new recruits to keep investing money into the scheme, or eventually people start trying to cash out and it just collapses, which tends to leave early investors with profits and the large majority of others with nothing but losses. People hearing about Bitcoin would hear about two things. One, that it was revolutionary, and two, that it was valuable. That if you buy now, you could be rich later.
No, man, that's what you think that. You believe that shit.
Really want to become wealthy in the future, I would suggest you take $1 frickin'
Buy some Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, to me, it's not just an investment. It's not just maybe a get-rich-quick scheme, as a lot of people put it, but I see it as the future of currency. I see it as the future of
Bitcoin, the future of currency. It's not looking like that. I'm leaning towards Ethereum. I think Ethereum is a better money. That's a different story.
the financial system.
So you realize that most of...
I think Bitcoin is a good gold. It's a good gold. But Ethereum is money? Nah, Bitcoin sucks as money, man.
The people buying Bitcoin, they're not buying it to use as a currency. They're buying it as an investment.
Yes,
and therein lies the contradiction. Because the more people who used Bitcoin like an investment, the less liable Bitcoin became as a currency. The very thing it's being pitched as being revolutionary as. So you know what you end up with, right?
Bitcoin is a get-rich-quick scheme. The promise is you can get rich for free.
I think people sell it as a get-rich-quick scheme, but it was a get-rich-quick scheme, but not anymore. I mean, Bitcoin might not go... Bitcoin could go back to 60K, maybe 100. It might get to 1 million in the next 20 years, but that's not quick. It's not quick. Want to get rich quick? Moretokens.com.
Magical internet money.
Anyone who buys into the idea of Bitcoin is doing so to sell it for a higher price at a future date. And the people that buy it off those people are also looking to sell it for a higher price at a future date. The only way to make money from your Bitcoin investment is using the money of new investors.
You hear about people making...
Yeah, and people are always being born. There's always someone being born. There's always another 19-year-old wet behind the ears who wants to invest. There's always going to be more buyers because there's only 21 million coins. You can't take that narrative away from Bitcoin. You can't take the narrative of scarcity away from Bitcoin. You can't. People are losing coins left and right. You can't take it away from Bitcoin, man. It's going to come back roaring. It does it over and over and over again because it's rare and it's real digital scarcity. You cannot take that away from it. There's always going to be a group of people who won't sell, like me, who won't sell, who will just hold on to them. And there'll always be people who see the chart starting to go up, who start to chase it. You can't take that away from Bitcoin.
Money in Bitcoin. They only make money because some other sucker lost more.
And unlike Bernie Madoff, right, who gets all the blame and the satisfying jail time at the end of his story, here you have an entity that isn't owned by anyone. What some would argue isn't a decentralized currency. It's a decentralized Ponzi scheme. Now, Ponzi schemes are kept alive by continuously finding new recruits and new markets to
Let's
tap
hear how
into
you
so that
pitch Bitcoin as a Ponzi scheme. Please sell me that Bitcoin is a Ponzi. Even though I've called it a Ponzi scheme jokingly, I want you to sell me that idea.
Is continuously being poured into the scheme. And so you start to see this similar incentive develop in the crypto space, this desperate need to find a use case for this stuff. And that use case has to be revolutionary enough to justify its rising value. Bitcoin may have been the first part of this machine, but things were about to get a whole lot more interesting. Bitcoin had something going for it.
How interesting, Mr. 2021 Bitcoin buyer. How interesting. Everything's about to get.
System that kept it running was somewhat unique. Okay, so let's not complicate things, right? You can think of Bitcoin like
no, you gotta complicate it. If you don't complicate it, you come up with stupid ideas like Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. Complicate it.
Spreadsheet that records transactions being used in the currency. It's not a physical coin, it's just data on a database.
Look, man, if you gotta say it's not a physical coin, if you gotta say that, your audience is stupid.
After a certain number of transactions are made, a brand new spreadsheet is created that links to the previous one, and on and on and on it goes. Instead of using real names, users are recognized through what are called wallet addresses, which appear as a random string of numbers and letters. And all of this is kind of kept together using computer code, cryptography.
Man said kind of kept together. Man said kind of kept together. You mean immutably, nigga? Immutably cut together?
And the network of miners that are running it, which is where the word cryptocurrency comes from. So what was essentially just an immutable append-only database was touted as revolutionary. You know, blockchain was no longer just blockchain, it was blockchain technology. And it wasn't long before people started to see the success and the ideals that Bitcoin was based off and begin creating their own cryptocurrencies using this blockchain system. Vitalik Buterin, a teenager who decided to quit his favorite video game, World of Warcraft, after his Warlock character had a damage component removed by the game developers. Vitalik says that he cried himself to sleep that night. That was the day that he realized the horrors that centralized services bring. It sounds a bit ridiculous, but Vitalik would end up discovering Bitcoin in 2011 and he would start writing for a Bitcoin magazine. It all appealed to his ideals. In 2015, Vitalik and several other co-founders launched the creation of their own blockchain-based invention. It was called Ethereum. Much like Bitcoin, Ethereum
this dude about to FUD ETH, bro.
Had its own blockchain and it had its own native currency, which was called Ether. There was one important difference though. You see, Ethereum allowed its users to actually program applications on its blockchain. Put it this way, if Bitcoin was like a spreadsheet, then Ethereum was like an Excel spreadsheet that allowed users to create functions to perform various different tasks. It was, a little more advanced. It was a glimpse of hope at finding the revolutionary use cases the cryptocurrency world needed in order to justify the growing value.
Ethereum just went deflationary and this dude is fudding it. The supply of Ethereum is dropping using proof of stake, and this dude is about to FUD it.
That was being pumped into the system. So, what was the first thing that people started using Ethereum for?
Scams?
Creating more cryptocurrencies.
And today we will be creating our own cryptocurrency in under 10 or maybe even under 5 minutes.
Rather than needing to create your own blockchain and network, you could just use Ethereum's blockchain to create your own cryptocurrencies, or crypto assets as people called them. These assets that existed without their own native blockchain were called tokens.
There are now over 1,500 cryptocurrencies.
It was already that many. Before Ethereum, there was already thousands of cryptos, man. Did you know that? No? Because you got it in 2021? I got you.
Known as the ICO mania. It was supposed to be this new way to fund your business. Businesses could create their own token coins, release what is called a white paper, which explains what the project aimed to do, and then they could sell those tokens to the public, otherwise known as an initial coin offering, ICO. A whole wave of these token coins were being released. A token creators stated they were in early talks with churches to provide miracles scam. Their website literally transparent about if the idea was good, and in the token
that you invested in that saw like 2,000% growth last month.
Yep.
What was it?
That was Dabbercoin.
ICOs also marked the beginning of an unlikely friendship between those in the cryptocurrency space and influencers and celebrities. If token coins were fueled by hype and attention, then celebrities and influencers were the ones that were running the gas stations. Famous professional boxer Floyd Mayweather, along with producer DJ Khaled, were paid $100,000 and $50,000.
I wonder what the next thing gonna be, yo. What's the next big scam for crypto to pump it? It's gonna be, because you can't stop it. So it's like, I wonder what the next big thing is gonna be. Well, I'll be here to see. Carry on.
Respectively, to promote the token coin Centratech in 2017. Centratech was a project that was promising to deliver financial services to the cryptocurrency world. The coin had raised $32 million. Turns out they lied about their CEO, who wasn't even a real person that existed, wasn't to get how a new idea was coming to fruition.
So how many of y'all have heard of this new
game? Oh, you mean CryptoKitties, the thing I said like 5 minutes ago? Because I've been around? And you can't tell me shit?
Recently.
I don't know how do we actually describe what these things are?
And today we're talking about CryptoKitties.
CryptoKitties was probably one of the first NFT projects.
You know, I thought about getting some CryptoKitties, but they're just too inflationary, man. I wish they were more rare.
Make it into the spotlight.
CryptoKitties.
CryptoKitties.
The viral blockchain-based game that sparked a global craze for virtual cats.
It's a picture of a cat.
You logged onto the site, you created an account that was connected to your crypto wallet, and you'd play this game in which you would collect, breed, and sell virtual cats for cryptocurrency. The key pitch here though is that every cat is its own unique token that exists on the Ethereum blockchain, making them what you would essentially call non-fungible, or as they're often called now, a non-fungible token, an NFT.
Think of it like a digital Beanie Babies. Now, if that sounds a little weird, it's because
It is.
CryptoKitties became like its own mania. It generated $3 million within its first week of launch and accounted for roughly 10 to 13% of all traffic on Ethereum's network. And where
days. Wish I could go back and just buy a bunch more Ethereum.
Was everyone's focus during that mania?
Okay, that's $2,700 for this little guy.
Why use these CryptoKitties?
$450,000 for this ugly mug?
The same reason you started out with the cryptocurrency, to make money.
Guys, this is a potential way to make some money.
This is insane.
Most users are trying to breed their cats at the moment, not just because it's kind of cool, but also because they can be very expensive.
There are thousands of people playing on the CryptoKitties website.
Once everyone started rushing to join in on the hype, the economics of the game began to falter as the supply of CryptoKitties stretched far beyond the demand, eventually leading to a crash in the price of CryptoKitties and a fall in average users. Because as you continue to see time and time again, almost everyone was there to make money. But what remained of that saga was the idea of non-fungible assets. A brand new package, a brand new pitch, a new route to find use cases for cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. This stuff was initially pitched to digital artists. The idea was that you would make artwork, then tokenize that artwork, which just means turning it into a token that exists on a blockchain like Ethereum. If you wanted to know who owned the artwork, all you had to do was just go and check the blockchain records and see which wallet was associated with the artwork. In theory, you could digitally verify the ownership of your art. Sounds exciting, you might think. I did too.
It is. Once y'all stop bullshitting around and kind of get a grasp on what's going on, we waiting on y'all to grasp it. But you still trying to wrap your heads around it. It's dope. It's pretty dope, man. Wait till you learn about how they start keeping the images like on the blockchain too. What you hear about that part? You probably figure it out at the next talk.
Winkleman, otherwise known as Beeple, began a challenge in 2007 where he would create one piece of artwork every single day and continue to do so throughout the years. It was known as his Everydays collection.
But to me, the bigger project is this long-term Everydays project, which is a project that I've been working on, every single day for over 12 years.
It was reportedly around October of 2020 when Beeple was put in touch with an anonymous NFT artist called Pac, and Pac informed Beeple about the world of NFTs. Only a few months later, he would end up auctioning a piece of artwork that contained a collage of the first 5,000 images of the Everydays series, titled Everydays: The First 5,000 Days. $69.3 million was how much it sold for in the Ether cryptocurrency, one of the largest sales in digital art history. The very sale that sent the search term NFT skyrocketing. So now the question becomes, who decided to make that purchase?
So you purchased a collection of 5,000 pieces of digital art that anyone can easily see online for $69 million. Why did you do that?
Metakovan, or as they were later revealed to be, Vignesh Sundaresan, a crypto entrepreneur who had recently co-founded a crypto investment firm with his business partner called Metapurse. Only a few months before this big $69 million purchase, Metakovan and his business partner had already bought another collection of NFTs from Beeple for over $2.2 million. They actually wrote a blog post about their purchase, alluding to the fact that this was only part of a much bigger project that they had in mind that will, quote, flip the art world status quo on its head. And what was that project that they were talking about? The B20 token coin. They were going to bundle their purchases of Beeple's NFTs collection and put it in a virtual museum where those who purchased the B20 token coin could access and view the artwork. Owning the B20 token was supposed to represent a type of fractional ownership in the virtual museum and the contents inside of it. Here's the thing. Metakovan and his business partner conveniently owned 59% of the total supply of B20 tokens. Beeple was involved about skepticism.
Why is crypto a scam, bro?
Status
What
quo
does that have
and
to do with
the
crypto being a
of
scam?
internet memes or anything really that was culturally relevant to the internet. From the outside, all you had to know were that NFTs were revolutionary and there was a lot of money involved. You didn't even have to know that they were intrinsically tied to the world of cryptocurrencies or blockchain. A successful repackaging. Once the sale of memes and other one-off NFT sales cooled down, it became more popular to start buying into NFT projects. These contained up to thousands of NFTs inside of them, usually following a certain theme or concept.
What are CryptoPunks?
These are the
Selling
CryptoPunks.
they're
25 by 25 pixels. Yeah, they're icons of zombies.
I'm basically waiting on everybody to give up. And I'm picking out the ones that the developers that keep on deving, and the NFTs I'm gonna buy.
Aliens, zombies, and yeah, they all have different mohawks and glasses and beard types, and I mean...
What is Cool Cats? The coolest NFTs on the block.
Should I get a Lazy Lions NFT? Been thinking about joining this amazing community.
Clone X. This project is being blocked.
Token coins, the name of the game, cool placing your social media profile picture with an NFT you purchased. More so than ever, hype and attention became an important part of growing the value of an NFT. Which brings us to the apes. One of the most significant projects created after Beeple's sale was the Bored Ape Yacht Club, otherwise shortened to just BAYC. Founded by the company Yuga Labs, the project featured 10,000 different pictures of apes with this distinct bored expression on their face. The Bored Ape Yacht Club project had managed to arrive into the NFT space at just the right time, about a month after Beeple's big sale. There were a few popular people inside of the NFT space already, one of which went by the name of Jimmy McNeils, otherwise known as Jimmy on Twitter, who shortly after finding out about the project announces their purchase of hundreds of Bored Ape NFTs. Then another popular figure in the NFT space, Pranksy, who had around 50,000 followers at the time, tweets their own purchase of 250 Bored Apes, which later grows to 1,250.
I'm waiting
all
on
the time these guys are tweeting about their purchases to their followers.
What I've learned from this is it's a bunch of scammers in crypto, which I already knew. But I don't see how crypto, oh, it's just a great crypto scam. So maybe he's not saying, maybe that's not what he's saying. Okay. Anyway, I don't care anymore. Like and subscribe if you want to be a crypto OG like me. Bye.